Okay, so welcome to my very first episode of I Can't Believe I Signed Up for This. So, let me tell you a little bit about me. For those of you who don't know me, I've been investing in real estate since the end of 2016, beginning of 2017. I started out with wholesaling and then transitioned into fix and flip. I've done, stabilizing of properties. I've pretty much worn almost every hat you can think of in real estate at this point, from lending to, again, rentals with buy and holds to single families. And now my biggest focus has been really on commercial multifamily, specifically apartment buildings. And 10 or more units is kind of where my sweet spot has been. And so one of the hats I've worn in real estate that I continue to wear until this day, and for some reason I thought was a great idea at the time, in the words of some of my family, they call me a masoquista in Spanish. That's like a masochist. I'm a glutton for punishment for whatever reason. But I decided I was going to be a property manager. And so started a property management company with my godfather. And yeah, that is where a lot of these stories are going to be brought to you from, is from things that have happened and are happening as a property manager. So welcome. And for my fellow property managers out there and landlords who are self-managing and doing it yourself, like, huge kudos to you. You guys don't get enough appreciation or enough thank yous. We appreciate everything you do, all of the tenant calls, vendor contracts, contractors, everything that you deal with on a day-to-day business. If anyone can appreciate the level of service that you bring to this industry, it is I, and I thank you for everything that you do, and huge shout out to my team. So on today's episode, other than giving you an introduction, I am going to tell you about the time that I went to Milwauka-Florida to Disney World. So, true story, I had this property that the seller was looking to sell, and they live out of state. And my friend at the time, she, still my friend now, love her, she was interested in purchasing it. So we were going to go do the walkthrough together so she could, get eyes on the property and kind of give what her numbers would be, and we could make the offer to the seller and go from there. So we get to this property. There is supposed to be a tenant in there, mind you, but she was gone. And we're going through a tour. Everything is pretty much your standard walkthrough on a Milwaukee property, right? So most of it was outdated, older home built in the 1930s. So nothing completely out of norm. So we're in the basement. All of a sudden, we hear this sound. And it's like, ah. And then we hear a clank. So we look at each other. Mind you, it's just us two in this house, right? And we're in the basement of all places. Listen, I watch way too many crime documentaries. I didn't know who was lurking, waiting. I don't want to be trafficked. I'm a bigger girl. Typically, the bigger ones don't get kidnapped, but that was not a risk I was willing to take. So she and I look at each other, and we decide it is time to get out of there. All of a sudden, I feel something across my foot. I look down, and long and behold, Mickey Mouse, not the cute one, just ran across my foot. Now, she and I take off running. I'm talking about, now she's a smaller petite girl, so of course she's faster than me. We're on the stairs. As we're going up the stairs, Mickey Mouse is running next to us up the stairs, right? She and I are panicking. We take off. My heart is in my tushy. At this point, I don't know if all three of us are running from the same sound, if we scared it or it scared us. I didn't know what was going on. All I know, it was time to get the hell up out of there. And that's what we did. When I say we got into what would be the kitchen of the house, she and I ran out the front door, and we stood in the front yard, and we laughed so hard because why? Just why? You would think if it was scared of us, it would take off in the opposite direction. No, It ran up the stairs with us. Couldn't believe it. I said, yep, I signed up for this. Willingly at that. This is my life. I'm now being chased by Mickey Mouse. And the only Mickey Mouse I was ever trying to see was Disney World or Disneyland, Florida or California, not Milwauka-Florida, and the one that ran across my foot. So yeah, needless to say, she still made an offer, but definitely pest control was in that budget. So yeah, if you're not interested in being chased by mice, maybe real estate investing isn't for you in certain areas. But I mean, even in rural areas, they're in the fields and they come in the house. So yeah, if you don't want to be chased by mice, I mean, you could definitely lower your statistics and probability of that happening by not investing in real estate. So yeah, stay tuned, and next week I'll tell you about my favorite one, the call from the two girlfriends that got in a fight and left me a magical gift in the backyard. In the meantime, I would love to hear some of your stories. I know I have a lot of property managers and investors out there that have had way wilder experiences. So yeah, look forward to hearing some of them, and maybe like we can do like a little like collaboration of sharing stories. You know, we all need a good vent session, or someone who's in the industry and can relate to what we're going through. Until then, see you next time.